So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Courage to Caregivers. My name is Cathy. The theme for tonight is wellness, and the topic for tonight is self-discipline versus motivation. We know how important our breathing techniques and movement practices are in the journey of self-care. These practices have so many benefits, and the reduction of stress is likely the most important benefit of all. When we are not overtly stressed and respond to our challenges in a calm, relaxed manner, we achieve homeostasis, a state of being in which the physical body as well as the mind are in balance with one another. But these practices just don't happen by themselves. We have to have a sense of motivation and self-discipline in order for them to become part of our routine. Motivation is about having the desire to do something and specifically identifying the why or the reason why we want to do it. For example, if I want to prepare for a hike into the Grand Canyon, I know that I'm going to have to train for that. It might seem like a lofty goal, but I am excited about it, as this is something I've always dreamed about doing in my lifetime. I am willing to put the time into it in order to prepare. So that's an example of motivation. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is the ability to make yourself do something even if you don't want to. It's an action-oriented behavior. So while I am motivated to train for the Grand Canyon, I also know that there's days that I won't feel like dragging myself up outside for some intensive walking. We all have those days. It's like, you check the weather, you check how you're feeling, and you just, it's just not something you want to do. That's where the motivation kicks in, the desire to achieve my goals. So self-discipline means I'm going to act on it. Motivation means I want to do it. When we combine motivation and self-discipline, it opens up a pathway to growth and achievement. We know that hard things make us stronger and give us a feeling of fulfillment. As we are all working on our awareness in our mindfulness practice, we know that we can often find our center in nature and that the elemental characteristics of nature, specifically earth, air, fire, and water, can be used as a useful tool for growth and balance in our lives. These elements have qualities that support us in creating a calm, connected state of being, that homeostasis that I was talking about, very much like the breath and movement does. People can have characteristics of all four of the elements, but most people have characteristics of one or two that are most dominant. So we'll explore a little bit more about the elements during our movements practice as we embrace their transformative qualities that invite growth and wellness. As always, give yourself a big hug of self-care today and every day, because you are worth it. So that's just a little segue into what you're going to be discussing in your support group tonight. Let's go ahead and get comfortable as we begin a little breath awareness and breathing practice tonight. So I'd like you to find a comfortable place in your chair, perhaps taking a moment to shift your weight from one side to the other to make sure that you're nice and even on both sides. Bring your back against the back of the chair so that you're nice and supported, placing your feet nice and flat on the ground beneath you. Taking your shoulders up to your ears and then letting them softly drop back down so that you're not holding any tension in the neck and the shoulders. Finding a little lift to the crown of the head. And the reason that we want to be nice and aligned is that if we're sitting up nice and straight, we tend to breathe more easier, and we're not all crunched up and just, breathing with less lung capacity. So we want that nice tall seat for the breath, to invite the breath to move through the body. Good. Beautiful. Before we close our eyes and get really in the zone, we're going to visit a breathing practice called bellows breath. This type of breathing brings energy and focus and clarity of mind. It also reduces stress. So it has so many wonderful benefits. So a bellows, and you are all probably too young to know what a bellows is. I do. A bellows is an instrument that has two handles, and you take it on each side and pump it, and air comes out of it. And this is used to stoke a fire. So either a fire in your fireplace or a campfire. And we know when we bring air to fire, it creates oxygen, and then the fire burns more brightly and more fully. So it's a practice to help us to burn and more brightly and more fully. So what this looks like is we take, I'm just going to demonstrate it first, then we'll do it together in a moment, but we take a nice in-breath in through the nose. And on the out breath, we take a very rapid, active breath. So it's like this. So long inhale, normal inhale, and a quick exhale. And you can imagine that you're stoking the fire. So this is similar to breath of fire, but in breath of fire, the inhale is short and active and the exhale is short and active. So it's like this on both sides. We're not doing that. We're doing the bellows breath. So let's try this together. And you can actually close the mouth on the exhale. So it's going to be in breath through the nose, out breath through the nose. But first of all, let's take a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. Good. And then we're going to take a nice long inhale together. And then a quick exhale out. Good. Let's do that again. Nice long inhale. And a quick exhale out. So try putting that together, the inhale and the exhale, for about 5 or 6 rounds. And I'll go ahead and I won't talk, and I'll give you guys some time to do that. Okay, so bellows breath, enjoy. Good. If you've had a few moments to try that bellows breath, try that anytime that you feel a little bit foggy in the brain and you need a little more clarity. You need to focus on something and you need to energize yourself. Bellows breath. And I know that we will revisit that within the next few weeks. Good. So the next breathing practice, and this is the breathing practice for July, is called stair step breathing. And so for this, we envision in our mind's eye that we're walking up the stairs or down the stairs, and we're letting the breath out according to one little step at a time, either going up or down. And I'll demonstrate this for you as well. We're going to try the stair step breathing up for the first part. So imagine that you're walking up the stairs one step at a time. You'll take a little sip of air in and then pause. And a little sip of air, breathing in and pause. And then another little sip of air all the way to the top of the stairs, but pause when you get there. And then exhale very slowly all at once, letting the air fully and completely out of your lungs. Good. We'll try that again together. Inhale, taking a little step up and pause. Once again, taking another step up, inhaling the breath, pause. And then our last increment, taking that step all the way up to the top of the steps and pause. And then gently, slowly letting all the air out of your lungs, one big long exhale. Good, you get the idea, walking up the stairs slowly, letting the breath out at once. I'm going to be quiet and let you try that for a few rounds on your own. And know that you can close your eyes when you're doing this or leave them softly cast down in a soft gaze. Beautiful, everyone. That's awesome. Thank you for trying the stair step breathing up. Now we're going to try the stair step breathing down. So for this breathing practice, we take a nice full inhale in, and then when you're right at the top, you let the breath out in small increments, one step at a time. Just a little breath out, stop, and a little breath out, stop. And then finally, all the way to the bottom of the stairs and stop. So letting it out in increments of 3. So we'll take a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. And now we're going to take one full inhale in. And then taking a little step down, exhale, pausing the breath. And then another little step down, exhale, pausing the breath. And finally bring that breath all the way down to the bottom of the stairs and pause. Finally exhaling every last bit of air out of your lungs. I invite you to try some stair step breathing down on your own. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you for trying that. So these are practices that you can do at any time on your own, and you can look for this breathing practice on the Courage to Caregivers website. I believe there's also a link to it on your sheet that will tell you how to go there and practice this throughout the week. I'd like you to close the eyes completely now, placing your hands on your knees or on your thighs. And beginning to take the breath in and out at your own pace, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your body on the chair, feet connected with the floor. And feeling that breath move through the body as it enters the nose, cycles through the chest and the ribs and the belly. And then on the exhale, coming back through bellies, ribs, chest, and back out the nose. Just feeling your whole body begin to soften and finding some ease in this moment. And as you're breathing naturally and normally on your own, I'll read our affirmations for tonight's practice. Affirmations are positive statements that we make to ourselves, and when we have said them over and over again, they become part of us. Guided by what lights me up, I connect to my mojo or motivation. Cultivating my inner state, I am growing into the next best version of me. I tend to the elements of my inner nature, and my intentional action becomes a natural outcome. Good. Beautiful. And just feeling how this breath supports you as it moves through the body, nourishing every cell, every muscle, every bone, every joint. And with the awareness that the breath is here to support us anytime we need to use it. Good. When that feels complete, blinking the eyes open. And we're going to do a little bit of mindful movement tonight. And so we're going to begin with a Kundalini camel rider. We practiced this last week. We are seated nice and aligned in the chair, feet on the floor, seat on the chair, back against the chair. Hands are on our lap. And we're just going to begin to take some pelvic tilts here. So just inhaling as we push the pelvis forward, exhaling as we draw the pelvis back, and just a gentle movement of the pelvis. We're not moving hands here. We're not really arching the back to any degree. We're just letting the pelvis come forward and back in a nice loose manner. And you can envision yourself riding on a camel and just your low belly is engaged because you've got to stay up on that camel, right? If you don't stay engaged, you're going to fall off. So just moving that belly forward and back, riding that camel. Good. Good. And then maybe putting our bellows breath to it. So breathing in as you bring that pelvis back, and breathing out with a quick snap as you bring it forward. So and you can come to a stop on that, but you get the idea. So yoga is movement with the breath. The two support one another to really create balance in the mind, body, and spirit. So we're going to do some twists here in the chair. And so when we do that, we sit up nice and tall. We take that right hand, bring it to the left knee. We bring our left hand behind us. That hand can either come back to the back of the chair or out in space, whatever you like, as we twist to the left side. So we're going to peek over that left shoulder, twisting here and breathing. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Excellent. Coming back to center. We're going to take the left hand to the right knee. So opposite hand, opposite knee. Inhaling as we find a little lift through the crown of the head. And then exhale, turning to the right, peeking out over the right shoulder. Keeping that spine nice and long. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Good. Beautiful, everyone. And then at last, we're going to try a forward fold. So sitting in the chair, when we fold forward, we're going to hinge from the hips. So we're not going to leave the chair. We're seated, but we're going to inhale as we fall forward. And then we're just going to hang there for a moment or two, breathing in. Whenever your head is down below your heart, it's really nice to have that inversion to let the blood rush to your brain. It has so many benefits. So we're going to do that now. As we bring the arms up overhead, inhaling here. And then exhaling, we're going to fall forward over the legs, little swan dive here. Let it go, let it go, let it go. So I'm going to bring my head down. I can place my hands either on my knees, on my thighs, on my shins, and just let the head drop here. And when you do, you should feel the neck start to release and relax. Good. Beautiful. Good. Then placing your hands on your chair, on the seat, slowly uncurling one vertebra at a time, coming back to seated, letting your spine come up slowly. Good. Beautiful, everyone. Let's try another waterfall, folding forward one more time, inhaling in, coming all the way up, exhaling, falling forward, let it go, let it go, let it go, let go of anything that doesn't serve you, bringing your head down, letting your back round, finding some expansion in the vertebra. Good. And then pressing into the chair, slowly uncurling, one little breath at a time. Good. And now we're going to try just a little bit of a reverse warrior in the chair. So you're going to move to the front, to the right side of your chair. And you're going to bend that forward knee. The other knee is going to come behind you, squaring your hips to that knee. We're going to open the arms to the sides, shoulder height. We don't want them hunched up by the ears. You want them shoulder height. This posture in yoga requires a little focus. So you're going to take your focus out over that hand, the forward hand. And just breathing here, you're going to take that hand that's in the back, bring it against your thigh, flip that other palm up and bring it overhead. Reverse warrior, beautiful. You've got it, everyone. Lengthening through the fingertips. Nice. Good. And then bringing your hands to the heart and shifting to the opposite side of the chair. We're going to do the same thing on this side because in yoga, we do things on either side so that the body is balanced. Good. So once again, forward knee bends forward or towards the side of the chair there. Other leg comes behind you. Arms come out in a T position, shoulder height. You're taking your gaze over those forward fingers, breathing with focus and determination. Taking that hand that's in the back, placing it on your thigh, and then flipping that forward palm all the way up. Reverse warrior. Beautiful, everyone. Breathing peacefully through the effort. You got it. Ooh, beautiful. I'm looking at all you guys. You look great. Good. And then exhale, releasing the arms, bringing hands to the heart. So you get the idea that when we pair movement and breath, that just helps the body achieve that state of being of wellness and restoration where we want to be. And speaking of restoration, we're getting ready now for our final rest, which is the little piece of the puzzle that integrates our practice and our topic for tonight. I invite you to find a comfortable place to rest. You can stay in your chair, or if you have a place to lay down on the floor or on a couch, even better. Find your supports, your comforts, maybe a blanket to rest with, or a pillow under your head, maybe bringing your lights down, lowering the lights, whatever you need to bring that sense of stillness to your mind and body. Go ahead and take a moment to find that now. Good. And if you're seated in your chair, just make sure that you're nice and comfortable there. If you're lying down, just let your body spread out in your space, feeling the connection of your body on the floor. Feeling the length of your whole body from head to toes. And then starting once again to connect with the breath, breathing in and breathing out. Good. Closing the eyes and resting your hands either on the low belly or down alongside you, arms at your sides, palms facing down. Whatever feels good to you, go ahead and find that now. We're going to do a little practice tonight that involves the 4 elements that I was talking about, the 4 elements of nature. And so allow yourself to land here right now, letting go of everything that happened today, letting go of the anticipation of whatever might happen after this practice, allowing yourself to be here now. This practice is called the 4 elements because we are bringing in the elements earth, air, water, and fire. And I'll walk you through each element one at a time. So bringing your awareness once again to your body lying on the floor. And just notice the contact points where your body meets the earth. Bringing your awareness to any sounds that you are hearing now, including the sound of my voice, or anything else that you may notice in your immediate surroundings. Perhaps you hear your air conditioner or fan. Maybe there's some movement or noise outside of your sanctuary there. Birds chirping outside the window. Whatever those sounds are, bring your awareness to the sense of sound. And then keep expanding your awareness. So you're hearing the sounds near you and the sounds outside the window and even beyond, if you can imagine the sounds that might occur beyond your little space there. Beautiful. Next, we'll move our awareness to the element of air. And this is where we bring our awareness to the breath. Just notice the natural way that you inhale and exhale. So we're just going to allow the breath to move through the body just as we did before, entering the nose, cycling down through the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And then exhaling belly, ribs, chest, and nose. Just notice this wave-like motion of the breath as it comes and as it goes. And notice how supportive that breath feels as you let it begin to soften you and drift you into another state of being, one little breath at a time. Good. Just allowing yourself to be rocked with the breath, just as if you were in the ocean and the waves were rocking you, supporting your body and gently allowing you to just ride the waves of the breath, not trying to fight anything, not trying to struggle against it, but just riding the waves of the breath. And now we'll intentionally bring our awareness to the element of water. You are going to bring awareness to water in your mouth, your saliva, making your mouth water. And the reason for this is because when the central nervous system is in the rest and digest mode, which is what we're in now, or we're working toward that goal, we can bring water to the mouth. So just intentionally thinking of the saliva in your mouth. And when you can intentionally do that, you're sending a signal to the nervous system that you are settled and calm. Just take a moment to call up that natural water that is in the mouth. And the final element is fire. In this one, we will fire the imagination to a calm place, a place that we have been or a place that we would like to go that represents calm and peace or being settled. And in this place, we will fire up the imagination. So, first, I'd like you to see the sights bringing into your mind's eye, the sights you would like to see in this calm place, seeing the colors, the texture, the landscape, really taking in all the soothing sights all around you. Next, I'd like you to take in and notice the sounds that you would hear in your calm place. Oftentimes, people will choose a place in nature. You might hear the wind blowing or the waves crashing or birds chirping. So, just allowing yourself to notice the sounds you would hear in this calm place in your imagination. Next, we'll bring our awareness to the scents that you would smell in this calm place. Maybe it's salty sea air or sunscreen if you're at the beach. Whatever it may be that you would notice in your calm place. Maybe a field of lavender, just whatever smells bring you joy in this place. Conjure that up now. Then we'll bring your awareness to what it would feel like on your skin in this calm place. Would the air be cool and crisp, or would it be hot and humid? Would you be bundled up in a lot of clothing, or would you be dressed lightly and feel the wind upon your skin? Are you in the sun, or are you in the shade? Really bringing your awareness to what it would feel like in your imagination, in your calm place, what the air would feel like on your skin. So now just taking in anything else that would be particularly calming or soothing or nourishing to you in this calm place. And as you're feeling supported, nurtured, and cared for, I invite you to rest your body, rest your mind, and rest your spirit. Resting at this time that is just for you. Just rest. Very gently and very slowly begin to bring your awareness back, starting to move in little ways, wiggling fingers and toes, taking a full body stretch, whatever it is that you need to come back to the present moment. Taking your time, and maybe deepening the breath, taking a longer, deeper inhale and a longer, fuller exhale. Good. When you're ready, just rolling to one side, making a little pillow for your head and just resting there. Good. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, pressing yourself back up to seated and meeting me with hands at the heart. It was a joy to be with you all tonight, and I hope you got just a little bit of rest, and that as your evening carries forward and your week carries forward, that you will take some time for some more self-care. So important. Let's release the hands, lifting them up overhead, inhaling as we press the palms together, exhaling as we draw the hands back to the heart. Take a moment to feel your heart beating underneath your fingertips there, feeling the rise and fall of the chest with the rise and fall of the breath, as if you were giving your heart a little hug in this moment. Good. The light in me honors and recognizes the light that I see bouncing off of each and every one of you. We share that acknowledgement when we say together, Namaste.